Hello everyone. My name is Major General Balraj Mehta and you are watching my channel Commanding Excellence.
Yeah, we are live now, sir. And the floor is yours. We are live on Facebook.
Thank you. Should I do the screen
You
share?
can start, sir. So we welcome everybody for the DPL program today by Major General Balraj Mehta. Sir,
Thank you.
over
Good
to
evening.
you.
Hello, good evening everybody. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. So this today's session, I am going to cover a very important topic, which is how to raise strong, stable, and loving children. So this is a topic which is going to cover everything from one end to the other, because it is an introductory topic, and you will have something for everybody, even if you are raising toddlers or you have teenagers or anywhere in between. So just please focus on listening, be present, and you need not make notes because this presentation will be available to you. So be just open to listening and absorbing what I'm saying, and you don't have to worry about remembering everything, because it is just going to focus and modify your mind and your thinking, and over a period of time you will be able to internalize these things and you will be able to thereafter benefit from this. So don't think you will become a master of this art of raising strong, stable, and loving children in one day or in next 1 hour. But then it is a lifelong process. It is never too late to set up a very strong foundation. Now, the children, raising a child is a very fantastic journey of wonder and growth. And the children arrive to us, as a piece of equipment which has got no manual. They just come with love and motherhood and a family which welcomes them. They have a huge potential, and the children are very curious, they are very happy, and they are, very easy to mold. So as Frederick Douglass had said so aptly, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. So this was true 200 years, 300 years, 500 years before, and it is true even today. Once again, I'll repeat this. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Just imagine you are a potter and you are making, earthen pots from mud which is wet and smooth and, चिकनी मिट्टी से जैसे हम घड़े बनाते हैं. तो जब तक वो मिट्टी गीली है तब तक आपका शेपिंग आप उसको किसी भी तरह से कर देते हो. जब वो सूख जाएगी, जब वो पका दी जाएगी, देयर आफ्टर इट कैन नॉट बी चेंज्ड. एंड नाउ सपोज यू ब्रेक दिस, it will be very difficult to repair. It will be almost impossible. So this is, please take it, it is ये ब्रह्म सूत्र है बच्चों को पैदा करके बड़ा करने का, कि it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Take it as a life mantra. The contents of my talk today will be under the following heads as shown. Understanding the developmental journey, just a basic grounding. Then we have various steps as to how we can make sure that our children are the way we want, creating a stable environment, building strong relationships, routine and structure, establishing stability, fostering emotional intelligence, promoting love and affection. And then I will discuss certain practical exercises. And then I will request you to, reserve your questions till the end. We will have enough time. So there should not be any problem. I will handle everything which you throw at me. See, while every child is unique, it is very important to understand broad stages of development. And then there are areas of development, that is physical development, emotional development, cognitive, that is how they understand the world, and social, that is how they interact with other human beings and other children. And we can broadly classify or categorize the stages at 0 to 2 years infancy, 2 to 6 years early childhood, 6 to 12 middle childhood, and then 12 to 18 adolescent. So this is how we are going to classify broadly. You all will be knowing this in any case already. First 2 years of life are, there is a very fast development. And a small human being which is there is growing, almost every second day, third day, you will find that there is a change. The parents do not come to know, but if suppose the grandparents are visiting after a month, they will definitely find there is a change. And in this physical development, as they say, they are growing by the minute. They will be growing in height, they will be growing in weight, they will, start rolling, crawling, pulling themselves up, and then after some time they start walking. So then they can, grab objects, they will pull something from you, they will, feel the clothes, and, absolutely after 2 years or nearly after, at 2 years age, they will insist that then I can feed myself. So they will not allow you to feed. So these are all the physical development things which take place. And for cognitive development, see, they are like a blank slate. So everything which is coming to them, beaming at them through their senses, whatever they hear, whatever they see, whatever they feel, everything is going to program their mind, and they get affected by that. So you must have heard this story that Abhimanyu learnt the, Chakravyuh Bhedan while he was in the tummy of his mother. So now imagine if that could be the true thing. Even scientists are saying now if you play music or learn mathematics during pregnancy, you will be able to benefit the child in that direction. So don't think that your child, 6 months old, 1 year old, doesn't know what you're talking about or doesn't get affected by what is happening. They are getting affected by everything which is happening around them. Socially, they will, firstly, they will start missing their mother. Then they will start having some smiles, and then they will start copying, and then they'll start talking back to you, small little words. And then they will be able to understand some little games. And this is how the social development takes place. And, the developmental journey of every child is different. There are some children who are very precocious. There are some children who develop late. I have heard mothers talk about, my daughter has started talking when she was 8 months old. My son has started walking when he was 1 year old. The other mother gets, worried that my son is almost 2 and is not talking very properly. Or he is, 8 months old and not even crawling. So don't worry about that. And if there is a normal diet and normal looking after, I think the children will pick up in their own time. Early childhood is, this is the best time to groom a child's future, because they are absorbing things at such a fast pace that you will be surprised at what all they can understand. Physically, they would have started walking. They will be growing up. They can grasp objects. And towards the end of this stage is the stage actually when you should be putting them to write. Now, I have heard a lot of people, their parents want the children to start writing when they are 2 years old. But at that time, their musculature and the nervous system is not tuned to do that. They should not be writing, they should not be forced to write when they're 3 years old or something. It should possibly left to after 4 years. But then I am just talking about what I have the knowledge, and I'm sure the experts will be able to tell you the similar thing. Emotionally, they will be talking. You would have seen many, toddlers talking back and having an argument, and they want to exert themselves. They want to wear the clothes of their choice, and they are getting stronger by the day. So now coming here is the vocabulary which is exploding, and they understand the power of language, and they want to express their needs, wants, and stories. And now this is a stage where they want to do a lot of imagination and play, scene playing, and you will find they will even talk something which is absolutely fantasy. But this is how they are. This is how their mind is growing. They are very creative at that time, and their symbolic thinking and logical reasoning is also developing at this time. Socially, they are interacting with their peers. They like to interact with their peers, and they want to have friendships, and they learn valuable social skills like sharing and resolving conflicts. So here in this thing, sharing becomes very, very important. You have to teach your children that they should be willing to share their toys, and they should be happy playing. And if they have a fight, they should be able to resolve it. And then they can also be told how to behave appropriately in different situations. Like if you have guests at home, how should they behave? If you're going out for a dinner, how should they behave? So they will start understanding, what you're going to tell them about the social interactions. My screen has frozen, possibly some problem with the network. So I will continue from here, and the slides will come, I think. Can you hear me? Now we come on to the middle childhood, that is 6 to 12 years. And it is roughly between this period that there is a remarkable transformation which is happening. The child is no longer a child, but not a young adult or a teenager. And it starts growing self-awareness, splurge in their desire to explore the world beyond their immediate family. And physically, they grow very fast. Nowadays, they become more stronger, more coordinated, and they now want to participate in sports, games, and other physical activities. Emotionally, emotions are, complex, because they will be more independent and self-confident. They want to have their own identities, how they want to dress up, how they want to have their hairstyle, and they will, feel bad about things if they don't go in their own way. They have a very big sense of self-esteem. And cognitive, it is a very significant stage in the development. Logical thinking, problem-solving skills become advanced, and the attention span and memory also increases. This is the stage where they will be able to do a lot of reading, writing, arithmetic, and so many other things, which possibly will be, helping them to gain mastery in the academics, and they will ask a lot of questions, and their curiosity will take the better of them, but they have to be indulged in with very big patience. Friendships are coming up at this time, and they are going to be physically very active. They may play rough, they may get hurt, and you have to be careful when they are riding cycles or doing this. They may get into some kind of a falls, and this thing scrape their knees or some such thing. So that is also something which will keep on happening. And now we come to the most difficult stage, that is adolescence. It is physically, the development, the puberty takes place. They have hormonal interactions and they have a lot of confusion about their sexuality. Mood swings will be there for no rhyme or reason. You will find that they are getting angry or getting annoyed, or they are very happy one moment and they become very distant and withdrawn at the second moment. And they have now developed a cognitive ability of abstract and hypothetical thinking. They can analyze situations and consider different options and then critically think about it. They will start developing their own opinions about the world, and they will be able to now ask a lot of questions, maybe argue with you, and then the thing is that ultimately they will have to settle down with a lot of patience from your side. Socially, they will be more complex. They have to identify what they are, how they like it, what kind of friends they like, and even their choices, identity. So they will explore a lot of social groups, and self-discovery will be there. And now this is the time when a parent has to be very, very considerate, understanding, and patient, so that the teenager is able to navigate this stage very, very carefully. Now, this is the stage where maximum conflicts take place. But then the point is you can avoid the conflicts if you set clear boundaries and clear rules and lay down a process so that there is little heartburn, and you will be able to get your child into a confident, responsible, and well-rounded young adult. Now, coming on to the various things which you can do as a parent to help your child grow into a stable, strong, and loving child. When I talk here strong, I do not mean physically strong. What I mean is it is a strong in the sense that you have a child who is resilient, who is able to be strong in mind, physically, of course, but then in mind, he should not be cowed down by adverse situations, and he should be able to have confidence in himself, and he should be able to stand for his opinions and then do whatever is best to be done for him. So, how do you create a stable environment? Now, stable environment is created when you have a kind of a consistency in your home. The children, they thrive on routine. So if you have a routine, what time you get up, what time you will have your meals, what time you go to school, what is your bedtime. So these all routines and the laying down of various timings, they give them a sense of predictability and security. And also they know that what is expected out of them, and then it will give them, when they're clear, that what is wanted out of them, so they will be able to make a choice, okay, should I do this or should I not do this. If you leave them in confusion, they don't know what you will accept and what you will not accept, so there will be a confusion and then there can be a conflict. So the consistency should be maintained in your routine. The second thing is you have to give them positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement in the sense that you have to praise, encourage them, and give them rewards to motivate them to do better and follow the good behavior pattern, and they will get a confidence built up. So if you reward them for good positive work, it will reinforce their behavior, and then they will also know that they are doing a correct thing. So small little observation on their good behavior will be very, very positive. And then open communication. You see, olden times the parents were a terror. Even generally the fathers were held as terror. People never used to open their mouths, and the communication was stifled. And then the children used to go and talk to the mother only. So in your home, it has to be a safe space for open and honest communication. The child should be able to express his thought without fear of judgment. So if he is getting angry, he should be able to say that I am disturbed, I am getting angry, I am not feeling well, I don't like this is what is being done to me. Also, when you talk or when he or she, the child talks to you, listen attentively. As they say, you should drop your phone and pick up their feelings. And, also keep track of their body language, their facial expressions, their tone of voice, how they are behaving with their hands. Are they fidgeting? Are they looking down? And that will also give you a kind of a clue as to where your child is needing reinforcement and support and where he needs to be corrected. Also, the child will need a kind of a stimulating home environment. You should have toys, you should have games, you should have some interactive things, and it should be not dangerous. And after some time, actually, I have seen people, they keep on focusing on the toys. But after some time, maybe after 3 years, 4 years, 4 years plus, you have to migrate onto activities. Go onto board games, crossword when the children are slightly more grown up and they have control over their language. The second big part of building strong children is building strong relationships. So this is, first is that you have to have a strong relationship with the child through open communication. Emotional bonding has to be there, and you have to share things. Instead of asking questions, many of the parents, they only ask questions. When the child comes back from the school, they say, how was the school? What did you do? What the teacher said? So these are all, questions where he will be answering very shortly, and thereafter he may just keep quiet. But if you ask him to share his experience, share his feelings, and then he will be able to open up, and then he will be able to explain, and you will be able to understand what undercurrents are going through his mind. So, and then the second thing is that this sharing from the child is encouraged if you share your side of the day. If you went to the office, you were busy, you went to school, you were teaching, your class was behaving in this manner. So if there are things like that, then the child also will be encouraged. You can ask him, what was the best part of your day? And then if this thing happened, how did you feel on that time? So then, what did you do in your, suppose there was a game, so what position you were playing in, and how you like to play in some different situation or some different position. And then when the children are small, you need to understand that when you are standing over their head, they feel intimidated. You have to get down at their level, possibly kneel down, or make them, stand on a table or on a chair, or you sit down on the floor, or you just have, at their eye level. So, or you sit down on a bed, both of you. So this is how they will be more comfortable. And if it is, you're loving, hugging, touching, so possibly he will feel more reassured, and it will be reducing intimidation that he feels. It will be building a sense of connection and trust with you. The next part which I want to talk about is patience. Communication, they may not understand the language very clearly. When you talk very fast, a young child may not understand. If you use very complex words, the child may not understand. So you have to slow down to their level. You don't have to talk kiddish or gibberish, like a kid. तोतली आवाज में बोलने की जरूरत नहीं होती है, बच्चे अपना सुन जाते हैं, सीख जाते हैं, but you have to give them time. And then maybe you will have to demonstrate with your hands for smaller children as to what you want to do. So that is how they will learn. And and then you can use non-verbal cues. If you're talking to them, you should not frown. You should keep on saying yes, yes, okay, fine, I understand, and smile. So the child will be encouraged to share, and he will feel that yes, he is being understood and he is being listened to carefully. He is being paid, due attention. Then the children, especially preschoolers, or you can say childhood, and the teenagers, adolescents, they will like to be validated. And then you don't have to invalidate the feeling. If the child is getting angry, frustrated, not able to do his work, or not have not done well in the sports field or something, and then he is feeling he's sulking or something, you can't say, okay, nothing has happened, go, there is no problem, just cheer up. He will not cheer up because he feels that he is very seriously feeling something and you are not taking it seriously. So you will have to tell him, okay, no problem. I know, know that you are feeling bad about it, and I can see that you are really excited. So let's go and do this thing. It will be okay if we do this, and I can tell you these 2, 3 things. Tell me, what do you want to do? And then this is how he will be able to trust you. He'll be able to share his things with you, and then he will be able to do the correct thing, get out of a wrong mood, and this is how you will have more trust, and whatever you are trying to instill in him, he will be able to take it from you. See, if the children do not respect the parents, they will not listen to what the parents are trying to tell them. And most of the time, the children do not listen to much of lecturing, but they do listen to and they do follow the practical examples which the parents are setting. So, as I told you earlier, the smaller children, they will need better slow language, and once they develop language skills, they can be very clearly communicating, understanding. Nowadays, the children are able to pick up the language very fast. And I'll tell you a small personal example. When my younger son was born, my mother came after 2, 3 days, and then she came and she was, whenever she was looking after that kid, she was talking to him. And she was telling my wife and myself also to keep on talking so that the child is able to understand and develop the human language. And we were actually very feeling amused, 4 days old toddler being spoken to in detail about storytelling and what is happening and what will happen in future and things like that. But then the point is that is a very, very important thing. So you have to make sure that you are talking to the children and you are conversing and you develop, help them develop a language skill at the very fast pace. Now, coming back to the next part is, as I was telling earlier, the importance of routine and structure. So, like you may be, say you walk into a room, say when you get up in the night in your bedroom, or you have to go to the washroom. So you can navigate yourself, how you walk around the bed, and then there is a seater or some sofa or table, and then okay, you have to only walk like this, and then you open the door of the washroom and go inside, and then you switch on the light. So similarly, if the child is comfortable and he knows what is where, so then he will also be very comfortable. He will feel that the home is secure for him. In fact, I always believe that your home should be such a attractive place for the child, such a stimulating place for the child, that he should come running to home rather than going to anywhere else or playing, or trying to avoid coming home after school. The children should run and get into their house, because that is the best place in the world for them. So you have to make it so attractive, so interesting, so stimulating, so safe, so secure, so comfortable, without going into too much of luxury. I'm not talking of luxury. Even a iron trunk with a cushion on top and a thick mattress can be very comfortable seating place. You don't have to buy a sofa set of 2.5 lakh rupees. It is the feeling and it is the handling. So this is how you should make your home. And then children, they may not keep track of time. When they are doing something interesting, they will lose track of time, and then they will not be able to, budget their time between the activities as to what they have to do. And as they grow up, this time management will be very, very important because of the demands on the school, education, extracurricular activities, social commitment, a requirement for going out to sports, and also, having proper rest. Sometimes they spend a lot of time on the mobile or playing games and neglect the other things. Another thing which I'll tell you now, sometime I have seen people, when the children come home from the school, they say, okay, he will lie down and he'll start watching something or the other on his mobile or on the TV. And then they say, okay, now you have done it for 2 hours, now you are relaxed, and now you get up and go for your tuitions or evening classes or something. So remember, his body may be relaxed because he's lying down and not doing any physical activity, but his mind is not relaxed because he's looking at, a mobile or looking at a TV and constantly being busy. So this is how you should make sure, and the best practice is to put them to some sleep for about an hour or so, younger children, and then they will be able to get relaxed. Thereafter, healthy habits. You have to build healthy habits in them. As I say always, you have to have a routine, regular meal time, and bedtime consistent, getting up consistently in the morning. Now, especially with the schools starting early now, generally that is the norm now. School going children are made to get up early. So, but then it has to be ensured that they go to sleep also at the earliest and correct time. And to ensure that the parents also have to follow the same routine. Now, if the mother is thinking that she can watch some serial, or the father can go keep on making some calls or have some party at home or go out to meet friends, and the child is supposed to be sleeping at 9:30, 10, that may not be possible. The child may not be able to sleep. So parents also have to do the lights off and sleep. And thereafter, as I was telling you earlier about the behavior. So if you have uh, behavioral issues because of the confusion, what is expected out of them and what is not expected out of them. So if you have very clearly told them this is acceptable behavior, this is unacceptable behavior, they will be able to follow this. And consistently, you have to also make sure that you do not do that way. Now, if a father is smoking, even if he's smoking, outside or on the roof or something, but a teenager will get attracted to the cigarette packet. So you have to be prepared for that. There is a very famous example. A mother went to a sadhu and said, my son is eating a lot of, jaggery, and it is not good for him. His teeth are rotting and he doesn't listen to me. So the sadhu told her, okay, you come back after 15 days. And then after 15 days, the mother and child went there, and the sadhu told the children, okay, dekho beta, you should not be eating so much of things. It is bad for health. And he told them, okay, go. So the mother asked, if you had to tell these two sentences, why you did not tell them 15 days back? So he said, because at that time I myself was eating jaggery. So this is how, the setting of example. This may be a very far off example, but if the father himself or the mother herself is not following what they want the kids to follow, the kids will not very seriously follow that. And then you will have deviations, and then you will have conflicts. Now, this is a very important time, say after eight years onwards, when you have to make sure that the children are groomed for academic success. So the structure also will help them in getting discipline for academic success, when they should be learning, focusing on the reading, writing, doing homework, and all those things will be sorted out. And then, sometimes we criticize our Indian system of, teaching. Sometimes we criticize, why you have to do algebra and why you have to do, statistics, and what is the physics and chemistry going to do to you when you are into sales or marketing and things like that. But remember, whatever complex situations you put your mind through, whatever complex problems you try and solve, they are going to develop the gray cells of your mind. So that's why Indians and Chinese, the mathematics is very good. That is why you will find that the IITs are full of Indian students who qualify, do very well, and go out. That is why you find the Silicon Valley of US is populated by Indians. That is why you find all the major organizations of this world, be it Google, be it any such software industry, be it any World Bank, IMF, Pepsi, they were all had presently or before, they had Indian heads, and most of them are from IITs. And the IIT qualification is very difficult. So do not think that it is a waste of time, but it helps develop a child's, brain. Of course, the child's interests have also to be taken into account, and we will talk about it. You must have heard about the multiple intelligence tests, and there are 8 types of intelligences. So you have to see that also, and do not force your child into something which he is not made for, or he's not interested in, or he's not capable of. So this also needs to be sorted out, especially when the child is from into 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. This will help orient him for academic success in his chosen subject stream. And if you force him, he will be unhappy. He will be not even able to do well. He will curse you. He'll be having problems, and then it will show later on in his life. Coming to we have already talked about stimulating environment. We talked about stability. We have now talked about a culture of learning, as I said. Now, another thing is strategy for managing change. Like, we have, like I was in the army, my children were there, and then every 2 years we used to get posted out. The children had to change a school. So this kept on happening for about 7 to 8 years, 8 years. And the children were finding it difficult to manage. You go to a new place, you get into a temporary accommodation, then you get full accommodation, then you change the school, the teachers are changing, and the students are not there, and they sometimes make fun of it. And then sometimes the North Indian students and family, they go get posted to Chennai. From Chennai, they will go to, West Bengal. In our case, my elder son started studying in a Bengali school in West Bengal, class 1. And then we went to Chennai. He started in, a Tamil medium school, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And then we came down to, Assam. And he had a different problem there. The children are different, the looks are different, their behaviors are different. So you have to help the child manage the change, maybe maintain a similar kind of atmosphere at home, talk to them nicely, have their favorite things moved with them, same kind of a furniture. So that way they will not be able to mind the change. And initially, when they are finding it difficult, you will have to handhold them, go to their school, leave them outside, and receive them at the gate. So after some time, they will get the security and they will get used to the new things. Now, coming on to another very important part is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is required because, first of all, they have to understand their own emotions. And the second thing is they have to understand the emotions of the other person also and respond accordingly. So, apart from the knowledge, this also is very, very important. And since an early childhood, you should be able to help them understand their emotions. Not saying only I am sad or I am crying. You can introduce the words, like that. Okay, you are angry, you are frustrated, you are unhappy, you are feeling sad because your mother is not here, and things like that. So proud, embarrassed, anxious, disappointed. So this is how you should be able to help them understand and identify their different emotions. And then, your help in reading to them, reading books when they can't read themselves, and then allowing them to access to books which they will be able to thereafter read, make sense of the words and sentences, and then understand how the word is, around them, what does it mean. And thereafter, you have to tell them that all the emotions are valid. They should not be able to hide. Sometimes we tell boys, don't cry. Don't cry. You are not a girl. So this is a very inappropriate thing to tell a boy. The boy may be as sensitive as anybody else. He's a child. He's feeling bad about it. He is not very strong. He's not independent. So if he wants to cry, let him cry. But then understand the thing, why. Okay. So similarly, you have to tell them how to behave with their peers. Rather than fighting without any expression, if a child is telling the other person, don't take my toy, I feel bad about it, I think the understanding will be better. So, and then you can also tell your children when they slightly grow up, you can tell them how to relax, how to peacefully interact, how to calm themselves down, how to stop when they are feeling impulsive, and then think about it and thereafter react. Now, the most important part is love and affection. You see, the strongest rope or the strongest threads binding two people is love and affection. You may not be able to force your child by way of, strict discipline. You may be able to force him for some time by, threat of cutting off certain facilities, threat of physical punishment, a threat of, anything else, like you will have no holiday, you will have no this, you will not have this thing, your cycle will be confiscated and all. But then they are going to make him more rebel, especially in the teenage years, in adolescence. So the love and affection which you have to inculcate is the cornerstone of a parent-child relationship. This is what will give them a security, emotional well-being. And this is what will tell them that they have a solid base, they have a solid foundation, and then they can reach for the sky. So you have to make sure that they understand that they are important to you. So you have to spend quality time with them. Quality time does not mean going out on holidays and going out movies or going out for dinner or going to a mall. And not that. Quality time could be anything, like playing ice spice with a small child, playing carom, ludo, or even just talking, or maybe just having a game of some kind of a old-fashioned, with a ball or with some kind of a toy. Even at times we used to have cloth which is made into a big knot, and then you are supposed to go and hit everybody, and then the other people run, and if you're able to hit somebody, then it is his turn. So just a lot of laughter, lot of happiness, and otherwise you just sit down, read together, talk, and enjoy. The children have to be given a lot of positive affirmation, and it will boost their confidence and self-esteem. And then you also have to help them by whenever they need help. Sometime when the new books are there, father or mother will put, covers on the notebooks, or put the name stick pads on top, or, color something, or maybe take them for shopping and tell them to buy whatever they need for tomorrow's project. So you have to be involved. And then you don't have to be punishing, you have to learn on teaching. Teaching is how to discipline, and that discipline should come voluntarily, because they want to please you, because they love you and you love them, and they don't want you to feel hurt. And this will happen when you have clear boundaries, clear expectations, which I have brought out earlier also. And then there have to be clear consequences, consistent consequences of any action or wrong action. So coming back to the practical exercises, as I was saying, create a consistent routine, give positive reinforcements. Maybe you can have 1 hour dedicated for them, or tell them what good they have done, find out and celebrate. Celebrate with praise, celebrate with encouragement, and celebrate with small rewards. This could be, also converted to one with a chosen parent. Someday a child goes out with the mother for 1 hour, 2 hours, sometime with the father, and maybe they go take a walk in the park, go for an ice cream, or after dinner, shower. You hold their hands and walk with them, and that's how the child will get a physical connection, emotional connection with the parents, and thereafter there should not be any issue. And then the meal times have to be together on the dining table as a family, and this is how you should be able to ensure that the child gets into the habit that wherever he is, he has to fall back, and he has to fall back to the home, because parents are going to have dinner with the family. And another thing is the age appropriate responsibilities and tasks to be given, so that they feel involved in the family. If you have everything laid out for them, the maids are there, the servants are there, the parents are doing things for them, and ये साहबजादे उठेंगे और जाके bathroom भी कोई इनको लेके जाएगा, so then they do not get involved. Then they become very, क्या बोलते हैं उनको, privileged. They start taking things for granted. But if you get them involved, I have a colleague of mine whose the child is, I think, 6-year-old daughter and 4-year-old son. So he says, I get up with them in the morning before they start getting ready for schools and all. So we, tidy our bed. We put the pillows correctly, we stretch the, bed cover, and then we fold the night cover, and thereafter we keep it together somewhere in the almirah and things like that. So they feel very good about it. In fact, in the US Navy, I heard a very senior officer saying, he says, when you want to succeed in life, the first thing you should do is you should get up in the morning and make your bed. And then it gives you that, okay, I have done something good. So if you get the children, like I've seen children, they don't pick up their used utensils. They will eat food in their bed or somewhere. They leave the glasses and the plates and the forks and the spoons and the napkins there only, and the mother will come and pick up, or the maid will come and pick up. Why? The child should be told, "Bhai sahab, khana khaya, isko kitchen mein chhod gaya." Even washing dishes can be shared with the parents. So this kind of involvement has to be there. And lastly, I just want to give you small little 6-7 points as a recap. Strong families are created by having some rules which are followed. Like I have a forthcoming book which is coming up, and I have been following these 3 rules from my childhood because my parents insisted. So the 3 rustic rules are: one is always tell the truth. Second is respect your elders. And third is come home before dark in the evening. The first one you can follow even now. The second one also you can follow even now without any problem. The third one you will have to make certain maybe some modifications or adjustments, because there is a lot of technological advances, communication means, social media, and then the timings of the work are such that you have to have the jobs are such, or the extra classes are running after evening, or there are some extracurricular activities which are being done after sunset. So you may not be able to come back or get your children back before the sun is down. But generally, if the children keep you transparently informed about their activities, and they do not break any law, they generally follow the rules and norms, you can say that they are behaving normally. So if you speak the truth, if you respect your elders, and if you are disciplined, you will be able to do well. But the point is that children will follow you automatically if you follow these rules. So even if you've not been following it, it is never too late. You can always follow these rules and then get the benefits. Then again, I feel the parents should talk less and listen more. You should listen to your children, try to understand what they're trying to tell you, and then connect with them accordingly. Play games, do things together. Family outings, make sure that the families are going out together. Go and meet your their grandparents, your relatives. Go to attend functions. Go for a religious place, mandir, church, gurdwara, anything. And this is how they will be able to get to appreciate your concern and your attention. Read together, get them to do some work, celebrate their achievements, and be present whenever this thing. Parenting is not easy. Parenting is supposed to be being present physically, mentally, and emotionally. So if you create a very safe space for the children, if you give them your total love and affection and attention, if you practice what you preach, if you are not overly critical, and if you are not overly disciplinarian and authoritative, if you try to understand them from their own point of action, point of view, and if you are consistent, if you are genuine. I had a senior officer who was, who had made a list in his own mind as to if I do these things, then, my subordinates will be very happy with me. Like wishing, trying to remember their birthdays, their wedding anniversaries, and, wishing them here, wishing them there, and their specific religious festivals, and, things like that. But then, whenever he was off guard, we could make out that he is a fraud. He was not genuine. The things were not coming from his inner self, but they were just imposed from outside. So please, for heaven's sake, don't be a fraud as regards your children. Don't tell them lies. Don't lead them on the wrong path. You don't have to discuss your richness or your poverty or your properties and values and how you are facing a problem and you are not able to meet the ends. The point is, you have to be genuine with them. You have to be affectionate, loving, consistent, disciplinarian. Follow what you are trying to tell them and be with them. Give them your best. You may not give them luxuries, but then give them the minimum requirement, all the tools which are required for them to grow. And then I'm sure you will be able to feel proud in your middle age and old age that you have raised strong, stable, and loving children, and they will make you proud. Thank you very much. Now I am open for question answers. I don't know how I'll be able to see that, but possibly on the live somewhere. I don't know how I'm going to. Okay, I think my presentation has started, so I will be able to see on Zoom. So kindly go ahead and shoot. Don't worry, this presentation will be available to you. You can go through this again. Whatever I have spoken, possibly that is what it is supposed to be. And as I told you, you will not be able to remember everything, and you will not be able to absorb everything. Just go over it, and I am sure I have been able to do justice to your requirement as to what was required of me to convey to you people. Thank you very much. I am finished, and I will look for any questions. Questions.
So the questions will be on the chat.
Okay,
Facebook chat. Chat.
okay, I'm not able to see the chat on my place window here. I'm not able to see the chat on my place window here. I'm not able to see the chat on my place window here. I'll close the presentation. Now I'm on the Zoom. I'll close the.
So the chats, the comment in the Facebook will have the questions. I'm sure you will be logging giving them more information on the chat. Are you able to access the chat on the Facebook? On the chat? Are you able to access the chat on the Facebook?
Okay, now I am on the Facebook. I have switched off that chat. Zoom is minimized. Okay, now I am on the Facebook. I have switched off that chat. Zoom is
You can see, scroll down and see the chats. If there are any questions, you can answer them. You can see, scroll down and see the chats. If there are
Yeah, there is no comment as yet on the Facebook.
scroll down and see the chats. We have so many chats up. Manager well explained. So many. I think there are no questions as for now. We will get back to the questions from our audience very soon, and Major General Mehta will get into answering them personally. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much, sir, for sharing your expertise and your special nuggets. Thank you, sir. Sir, you're muted.